Okay, so hi everybody. We're doing something a little different today. I am going to be playing through the. Hey Moko, nice pasta. And I immediately get a text. I'm going to be going through the story mode of Diablo 3. Um, I'm going to be playing through the story, letting you guys see like all the dialogue and all that jazz. Give me a moment. I actually forgot to pull something up. Um, and it's gonna be a whole thing. I want to actually go over why I dislike this game and what's good and bad about it, what performances are good, what performances are overblown. Um, I want to. I want to talk about the story beats that it hits and the story beats that it misses. It's gonna be a whole thing. But give me a moment here. Okay, that was Jennifer Hale. I was just pulling up the IMDb for Diablo 3. I wanted to see. Now, one thing I'm going to be doing, I've decided to play through on a pre-existing character. Really? It gives you an up and down button when you could just click on the name? That's dumb. I'm going to be playing through on a pre-existing character on a really high difficulty, so I can be gaining experience as I do this. I've got a couple other characters that I have available in the season, but I'm going with my heftiest one, just so I'm not like blowing through the game on a fresh level 1 character with a bunch of advantages. Excuse me. I'm also going to be options, turning the sound back up, enabling music. Now, how is that compared to my voice? But yeah, let's get this started. Whoops, hold on, I should actually click to replay through the story mode. Begin the campaign in Act 1 and all quest rewards and first-time boss kill rewards will be reset. Okay, yeah, sure. Yeah, I'll do that. Can I increase my mic volume a little? How's that? That better? Turn down the desktop audio just a smidge, too. How's that? All right, well, let's do this. The problem resetting my story progression. Reset quests. Reset. And the code keeps going down. I wonder why that is. All right, well, we're just going to... Oh, it already happened. Okay. Alright, well, let's start this shit show. Now, it should reset all the cutscenes, too, to actually play. So I'm going to let those play so you guys can see. There's a different intro and mid-game cutscenes for every character class. It didn't play the cut... Alright. Whatever. I got a Paragon point to spend. I gained a level. Alright, yeah, that's a little loud, I think. I'll leave it as it is for the moment. Now, here's one thing I do like. I do like that the game starts out like this. It starts out with an approach to town. You're fighting monsters before you ever see anything going on. One of my principal complaints about the voice acting in this game is how slowly everything proceeds. Yeah, I'm getting a little volume problem here. And tell me if I'm quiet compared to the game, by the way. Maybe I should be playing on Torment 9. You don't really hear the game audio enough to make out the words. Alright. How's this?
We have to burn them, just to make sure they don't rise from the grave.
I came here to study the fall of old Tristram. This is closer to the town's history than I want to be.
Right, now...
As the shepherd watches over his flock, so shall I care for those who seek to protect us.
Now, one of the big problems I have with most of the voice acting in this game, especially the main character voice acting, is how slow and plodding it is, and how overemphasized every word can be. And it's a pain in the ass. Not much difference, really, but slightly better. Hang on. Options, sound, voice volume. Alright, let's try this. Now, there are a couple things. I'm actually going to dismiss my follower. You unlock these followers as you go through the game. Apparently, it won't let me do that. It's kind of foolish. If you don't talk about the mistakes of the past, what the hell are you gonna learn from them? So, here's the thing. There are a couple story beats that are going to be missing, not major ones. I already have all three of the people you can recruit as your mercenaries. They will be in town having conversations as you pass by. It's a nice little touch. I like that they gave the mercenaries character. I don't particularly care for a couple of the characters. I find them kind of annoying and flat, to be honest. But it is a nice touch. Likewise, I already have Hadrig and the Mystic. The Mystic was added with the expansion, Act 5, that, and pretty much everything she says is completely out of order. She shows up in the story in Act 5, and that's where you recruit her. But from the beginning of the League, you have her in town, and she talks like she's known you forever, and like the events in Act 5 have already happened, and she says a few things out of order before characters show up. We're gonna talk to the characters and see what's what.
Nothing ever seems to change in New Tristram, does it?
What do you mean?
There's always some threat of the risen dead or foul evil descending on the town, isn't there?
The other thing this game does is it records one audio track for the NPCs and slots in player character dialogue in the middle of it. which makes the NPC dialogue feel fairly generic, and their responses fairly generic, and sometimes not even fit with what the player character says. And the player character stuff feels kind of canned. Yeah, it's the only thing he has to say right now. And there's this asshole.
Move your cart. I wish to pass.
How dare you speak to me like that? I'm the mayor of this town.
Not for much longer, asshole.
I'm trying to leave.
Are you mad? This town is doomed. Anyone with a grain of sense should be trying to get out. Will you help me or not?
I've heard this guy's voice before.
This town needs us both. Consider this fact carefully.
There's a pretty great voice cast in this game. You heard Balthier's guy earlier. You're going to hear Jennifer Hale as Leah for a while. And it's such a shame how misused they are. Do I have anything in my inventory? Okay. I'm actually going to... I don't have my Kanai's Cube power. Shit. Right, I'm actually going to leave the game for a sec. I'm going to swap out the difficulty to make it very slightly higher. Make it Torment 9. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is the aesthetic of this game. Diablo 1 and Diablo 2 were very medieval. Even the civilized towns didn't have things like, let me see here, like street lamps. This is very Victorian in its aesthetic and in its execution, and it's bright and colorful compared to the first two games, and that is kind of a failure of tone, I think.
Tristram used to be such a wonderful place to live. My family has been here since the town grew out of the ruins of old.
And everybody has like generic British accents.
The loved ones we've buried and grieved over.
Well, about half of them have generic British accents. About when they're supposed to. The others have American accents for no apparent reason.
You are Leah. The captain says you survived the fallen star.
I did.
I'm casually standing inside her.
Entered Cain into the depths of the old cathedral. I tried to search for him, but the dead were already rising.
But yeah, this is Jennifer Hale. She does a great job because she's Jennifer Hale.
This is killing business.
It sure is.
The dead will overwhelm us all unless something's done. There is a deep sickness here, but it can be healed.
Thank you. You should speak with Captain Rumford at the gate. He can tell you what to do.
It happens about 20 years after Diablo 2, which happened right on the heels of Diablo 1. It's like there are characters in this game who were alive in Diablo 1, and it's not necessarily a huge problem, but it is kind of annoying. Oh, I've already got the audio logs. Well, that's annoying. Maybe I should play on a fresh character. You know, I think I will play on a fresh character now that we mention it, because I have all the audio logs. So give me a sec. We're gonna start that over. We'll skip through some of this other stuff. I think I'll play a wizard. What shall we name our wizard? Male wizard, female wizard. Yeah, medieval to Victorian in 20 years. It's not awesome. Okay. Let's see. What are we going to name our wizard? Female wizard named Bob. Now, all my other characters are female. I think I'll go with a male for this one. I'll just go with something simple. Caster Frog. Bob Lazuli. Act 1, begin quest. Things change. Start on Torment 3, just because I have stuff available from the start. Alright, show me the cutscene, please, this time. I don't know why the game doesn't want to show me the cutscenes when I start new characters. Or when I start new quests. Ah, here we go.
Since my youth, I have been told that I'm special.
I'm sure you are.
Prodigy of vast potential. I came to the Ashari Sanctum, seeking what knowledge I could glean from the Masters. But I found them fearful of the truth. I would learn nothing
Look at this Warcraft aesthetic. Look at that.
but the old books. The prophecies they contained showed me all that might come to pass, and all that I might become.
And again, this game was made by the...
Fell from the heavens, the sign that my moment had come. I will go west to Tristram to stop the darkness that the star portends and fulfill the destiny that beckons me.
This game was made by the World of Warcraft team. I am going to assign my Paragon points, though. Attack speed, cooldown reduction, crit chance, crit damage. I'll pour it into cooldown reduction. Dun, dun, dun. This will take me a second, guys. Yeah, life regen. Yeah, the cutscenes are customized to each character, or each character class, male or female. You get one in the voice of whoever you pick. That's a really nice touch, but oh man, right from the start, the game is sucking this guy's dick. It's, ugh. Like, did you hear him talking about how special and masterful he was? You're level 1, buddy. You're not that special. And in the core, max arcane power. You have 100. Alright. I've never played a wizard before, so this is going to be a fresh experience for me. Okay. Alright. Lose it all, and you're dead.
This place reeks of the dead. The fallen star must be near.
Okay, magic missile, really? Alright. I start with a ranged attack. It's going to be a pain in the ass to get into town without any equipment, but once I get there, I have a level 70 item that I reduced to level 1 that I'll be putting on. That's going to make things a little easier. But in the meantime, I'm going to get my murder on a little bit.
Nicely done.
But yeah, like I was saying a minute ago, I like the lead up where you have to kill a few zombies to even get into the first town. It's a nice little It's a nice little touch. It's a ray of frost, channel and beam of pure cold, chilling your enemies. Okay, lasers. And you guys have got to see how the skills unlock over time and how it refuses to let you... the game doesn't let you invest in skills. It makes you... Alright, Rumford.
Sent me in search of the star that fell on this land.
It fell on the old
Cathedral, there's only one survivor. Leah, you should speak with her.
More dead are coming. We can't open the gates.
Why would you waste Balthier's voice actor on a one-off NPC like that? Get out of my way, Rumford.
I don't have enough arcane power.
Man, I like this skill. Area damage? Yes, please. Alright.
I've never seen anyone fight like that before. Guards, open the gates. We'll find Leah at the Slaughtered Calf Inn.
Alright. I'm gonna equip you, which is gonna up my damage like crazy. Up my life like crazy, too. Yeah. Alright, Leah.
Are you Leah? Rumford said you survived the fallen star.
I did, but it blasted my uncle Deckard Cain into the depths of the old cathedral. I tried to search for him, but the dead were already rising. I came back here to rally the militia, but... Watch out! The wounded are turning!
This is killing business.
It sure is. I like this guy's voice actor a lot more than the Witch Doctor or the
Will overwhelm us all.
or the Crusader, not the Crusader, or the Barbarian, or the Monk, or the Demon Hunter.
Thank you. You should speak with Captain Rumford at the gate. He can tell you what to do.
I'm going to very, very much not be in any danger for quite some time, by the way. I have given myself a whole bunch of extra health and an assload of damage. So yeah, I don't need to worry in the slightest. Yeah, some of these people have British accents, some of them don't. It's weird.
What can I do to help you fight the risen dead?
I admire your courage, but Captain Dalton and the militia were slaughtered by those things. Only I survived.
Thanks for the warning, but I won't be dying today.
Well, I have seen you fight. Strike at the wretched mothers and their queen. They're the ones vomiting out these horrors. They're attacking the...
Yeah, and how does that work exactly? Like, she's the size of a human woman. Oh my god, Rumford, get out of the way.
That's one of the wretched mothers. There are more of them in the ruins down the road.
I, Deckard Cain, have spent many years traveling and writing about the strange creatures in
pulse.
our world. But the sight of the wretched mothers still haunts me. They are the remnants of Queen Asilla's slaughtered handmaidens who were twisted by foul magic. Now they feast upon cadavers and regurgitate them as newly formed, risen dead.
Alright, I actually cannot make the ring because I don't have Shen. Never mind. Well, I guess we're just going without it. So, one of the other things this game has, and I like the concept of, is when you kill enemies, you get a short voiced audio log that, like when you kill a monster for the first time, you get an audio log that talks about what it is, and in the history of it like that.
Will never forget the first time I saw these horrors shambling out of the misty woods. Our loved ones, buried long ago, rose from their graves and began to attack the living. However, the risen dead were only the beginning.
A little bit of history for the Diablo franchise. The first one takes place almost entirely in Old Tristram, the original town that we're actually going to go to in a little bit. They always say something when they every time these characters run into a blue or yellow monster, they say something about it, and it gets annoying really fast. Really, really, really fast. Alright, Frost Nova. Nearby enemies and freeze them in place. Okay, well, that's useful. I can already see why this is the endgame class of choice. If this is the general quality of the skills you get. Here's the thing. I am playing on a difficulty 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steps above the maximum you're allowed. And I've got bonuses with me, but it's 5 steps above the maximum you're allowed to play on your first try.
Adventurer, scholar, and researcher. I share my knowledge of this incredible world and its creatures through my insightful missives, often at grave risk to myself. Why, I was recently in Honduras, where my tents were ransacked by vicious quill fiends. I was able to beat them off with a shoe, but a less bold man would have fared far worse.
That guy's kind of fun. You get a lot of these from him. Several of the others are from less. Several of the other logs are from less entertaining characters. And
Masters could see me now.
and Deckard, you get a lot of Deckard as well. Which I suppose is to make up for them killing him. Yeah, these zombies should be wrecking my shit. But on okay, here's the thing. On the maximum difficulty you're allowed to get it the first time, like even without this, I would be tearing them to pieces. It wouldn't even be a contest. I'd be steamrolling. I'm not going to spend a ton of time talking about the difficulty. I've complained about that in previous streams, previous videos. But the core of it is that you don't get actual difficulty until you've already completed the game. Here's a stupid thing, though. If I'm wielding a wand, right? And this is upping. That is affecting my damage with spells. If I swap the wand for an axe, my spell damage increases. Like the damage you do is based purely on your weapon damage, rather than on something sane like increased spell damage or something like that. It is purely how much damage I could be wielding a two-handed battle axe and it would make my spells stronger, just from the core damage.
The king has gone mad. Executing anyone his paranoid eye falls on. None of us are safe.
Now that, in a vacuum... Oh, come on. Wow, that's terrible. Alright, see you in a bit, Moko. Don't worry, we'll still be here complaining about Diablo 3. That really is the tone for basically all of the townsfolk you interact with through the game, in logs or not. It's like whacking a Minecraft zombie with a Power 5 bow and dealing lots of damage. Exactly. They don't differentiate between spell damage and physical damage. And it's ridiculous. It takes away any and all flavor of how these things work. let's try equipping that and see what our damage looks like.
Where's all the treasure? The fiends didn't take it, did they?
Apparently they did.
I need arcane power.
Okay, this is a little tedious. Let's see how much damage my Ice Nova does. Oh, it's on cooldown. Oh my god. Spells on cooldown are death to this playstyle.
My power grows.
Like, you should be able to actively play the game and actively do stuff. Alright, Magic Missile got the Charged Blast Rune, which just increases its damage. Let's try using that for the moment. Ray of Frost got Cold Blood, reduces the cost. Cast an orb of pure arcane energy that explodes on contact. A dank cellar where only the finest wines and memes are stored. Okay, well, I'm gonna... Let's try Arcane Orb. Oh, that's actually really cool. Alright, so far I'm actually liking what they've done with the wizard class in this game. Oh, it's just a big old fireball.
More arcane power.
I like that.
Old Tristram, Diablo himself once walked this place.
And the characters... The characters in this game never, ever, ever shut up. They don't stop talking when you're playing as them. They don't stop talking when you see stuff. Nothing. This, by the way, this is the ruins of Old Tristram, and it's based on the layout of the town in the first game, and that's a pretty neat little touch. You also visit here in the second game as it falls, and the people here die. Oh, come on. But really, yeah, the consistency of coming to Tristram in each of the three games is a positive thing. This game isn't all bad. There are a few things it does very well, but we'll get to some of the not-so-great things pretty soon. Don't you worry. Alright, that's a waypoint tutorial. Hey, Rumford.
Thank you for your help. But could you talk some sense into Leah? She won't give up on the idea of rescuing her uncle.
Nor should she. I will help her find him. My knowledge increases.
Alright, I got some gear here. Let's see. That is not a good idea to equip. Equip you. That's increased.
Come, let us search for your uncle.
We'll need to open the cathedral first. The guards locked it up before they were ambushed. Rumford told me they fought their way back to ADRIA'S hut. The key must still be there.
Okay,
Doesn't
Kate's
feel
house.
right being in Uncle Deckard's room when he's not here.
You can't destroy any of the environment here. That's a nice touch.
We have come at last to Tristram's old cathedral. This is where Diablo, Lord of Terror, first corrupted mankind. This is where I may finally find the answers I seek. Leah worries after my safety, but I believe information vital to defeating the last lords of the burning hells can be found here.
The hell is the shop? Oh, he's up here.
I've got found some interesting things on my latest dig. You should take a look.
Okay, I'm gonna take that. Thank you. And that. And I'm gonna dual wield blades. And it's gonna... Oh, I can't. Okay, cool. Oh, alright. Okay, well that's cool. The wizard can't do that. Alright, so, back we go. Imagine being that other person who's just like, I will help her find him. My knowledge increases. Yeah, that's a little silly, but that's actually acceptable. That's purely
Here was my mother,
game
my
conventions.
daughter. She died when I was very young. I was raised by Uncle Deckard.
What about your father?
I'm told he was a great warrior who was lost when Tristram fell to the demons.
Now, here's the thing about Adria and Leah's dad. Adria is an NPC from the first game. She's a witch from old Tristram. Leah's dad is, in Diablo 1, there were 3 playable classes. The warrior, the rogue, and the wizard. You meet all 3 of them in Diablo 2. All 3 of them have fallen to corruption. The rogue is one of... the rogue is Bloodhaven, an early boss that is demon corrupted and is resurrecting the corpses of the rogues fallen. The wizard is an Act 2 boss who went insane studying the arcane sanctum, and the warrior stuck Diablo in a soul stone. At the end of the first game, after killing him, he shoved his soul in a soul stone, and tried to contain the soul stone within himself, and so Diablo started taking over his body. The Wanderer is who you're chasing and who's spawning all the demons. That guy is the Dark Wanderer. You're chasing him throughout the first 3 acts of the game. He's the one spawning all the demons and resurrecting the other prime evils. And whatchamacallit? And he sheds off his skin and becomes Diablo in the end game. So that's Leah's lineage.
Look, a hidden cellar. Follow me.
I think there was more to your mother than you know.
People said she was a witch, but I never believed it.
How do you know that from just looking at this? Now this is one of the few things I do like about this game. Every rare mob, and all the packs of blue mobs have modifiers. Things like this, where he spawns icy globes that you have to get out of the way of, or they freeze you on the spot. Like, that's pretty neat. I'm going to show you what happens. And I'm frozen. Apparently Leah's immune to it though, which is weird. Being on a higher difficulty gains you experience at a much higher rate. So it's... okay. Wave of pure arcane power. Pulse. Slain enemies explode and chill nearby enemies. Shock pulse's damage turns into cold. Alright, let's see what that looks like. It doesn't change the animation at all. A lot of these will change the animation depending on what rune you have. Oh, I didn't have it at all. Okay, that changed the animation a little bit. Why is it cold lightning, though? That's silly. Man, why did the wizard get all the cool animations?
Here's the key, and my mother's journal. What I've seen of it is disturbing. I want to know more about her, but that can wait. We need to save Uncle Deckard first.
Leah...
Search the cathedral. You stay here and learn what you can.
Thank you.
Aiden came to me last night. I suspected what was lurking within his troubled heart. I consoled him as best I could. Regardless, wherever he's headed, hell will surely follow in his wake. The shadows close in on Tristram once again. But like Aiden, I'll be gone before they fall.
No, that was a scripted encounter. You're always going to fight Captain Dalton there. He's what's known as a... in Path of Exile, they would be called unique monsters. They have, I believe... I actually don't know, because it hides their mods in this game. I believe they're preset, but it might be randomized. The rares are randomized whenever you run into one. Here's the thing about action RPGs. A lot of this stuff is procedurally generated. A lot of the areas have a general shape to them and a general layout, but the enemies within them and the layout of where things are is somewhat randomized. This game does away with some... excuse me. With some of that, but it still contains it.
For a long time, Uncle Deckard avoided coming back to this place. There were a lot of ghosts here for him. This is where Diablo drove old King Leoric mad and terrorized the people. I don't know what really happened here. Whatever it was horrible. Nearly everyone who survived went mad.
Leah, why are you the only person who can speak at a normal person's clip?
How did your mother die?
Well, details are hazy, but I know that Adria was obsessed with chasing the arcane. She knew she could never raise a child. Uncle Deckard believes that the madness and horror of her life finally caught up with her.
Now, I'm actually a little disappointed that the wizard's voice acting doesn't suck. Because I was looking forward to showing you guys how terrible, like, the monk sounds awful, and the witch doctor sounds awful, and the demon hunter sounds like she's got a brain tumor. And it's a little disappointing that the wizard doesn't suck, but not that much. Okay, so that takes a lot of resource. One of the complaints about how this game goes I have is everybody's got a different primary resource, which in Diablo 1 and 2, everybody had mana, and you could build around how much mana you had. You could customize how much mana you had. You could increase your mana regeneration rate. You could get extra mana. All sorts of customization options, but like, this pack that I'm fighting here is randomly generated. It's not scripted to be here. The one that attacked me when I left the cellar was scripted.
Another unlucky villager.
Spectral Blade. Alright, let's see what that does. Oh, I never... Right, that's what that does. Spectral Blade. Summon Mystic Blades that slice through enemies. Okay. We'll see what that does. Arcane Orb. Increase the speed of the orb and its damage, but reduce the AoE. Oh, shit. That looks rad.
So this is Tristram Cathedral, the fallen star somewhere inside.
Da-da-da-da-da. Yeah, I'm leveling up and I haven't increased my damage substantially, so I'm starting to fall behind in damage. I'm gonna have to get more. What the hell? Did you see that? I was standing there and then I dropped from the ceiling. Okay.
This must be where the star fell. Its crater is tinged with some strange magic.
Now, I will say some of the arcane effects in this game look really cool. I personally find the color palette of the environments to be too saturated. It's one of the common complaints about this game is that everything looks neon bright. And Diablo 1 and 2's color palettes were very subdued.
Some foul new disease has taken hold in this land, and the carrion bats are near the heart of it. Since returning to Tristram, I have seen their numbers surge. The evil forces that linger here give them strength, and I fear that the worst is yet to come.
Oh, right. I never actually tested out my Spectral Blades. Let's see what that looks like. Huh. Okay, it hits an AoE, so I'm going to keep it like that, but that's a little underwhelming, not going to lie. I'll take that, and that. Oh, man. No ceremony, just overacted dialogue and a dude slowly wandering towards you. The game tries, I guess it tries to be horrifying, but it's such a weird combination of overblown and half-assed that I can't take it seriously.
The grotesques may seem slow and senseless, but they hide many dangers within their hideously malformed bodies. A set of spikes lurks beneath the monster's flesh, and foul parasites nest within them. It is said that these horrors themselves are constructed by a greater evil, a darkness that I cannot even fathom.
Oh, and Deckard oversells everything. Alright, let's see how this ability works. Okay, homing missiles. How did the wizard get everything cool in this game? Was that Oogie Boogie? Yeah, pretty much. Oh, hey, treasure goblin. Alright, come here, you. Get back here. I probably don't have enough damage to take this bastard down. Can't corner him because I don't have any pets.
Need more arcane power.
And I'm out of mana. Alright. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to stop him from leaving. Oh well. Yeah, I need something that doesn't cost mana on my skill bar, because holy shit. Yeah, I'll go with Arcane Torrent.
Stay back.
And this is actually the Deckard Cain voice actor from the first two games.
The Skeleton King.
The power of the fallen star awakened me.
Oh my god, look at this.
All will suffer as I have suffered.
Listen to this.
Bring me his bones.
Oh my god. It's like a fucking cartoon. You alright there, Deckard?
I don't have enough arcane power. Cain, I will save you.
Back to your grave.
Yeah, they'll get there in a minute, Deckard. I did that out of order. Alright, let's see if this deals damage faster than the ray. It does. Okay. Are you just going to stand there, or are you going to help? Apparently he's just going to stand there. Really, Deckard? Kill the skeletons attacking Deckard Cain. Skeletons just calmly start walking up the stairs to me instead of attacking Deckard. Yeah, that's a little suspect. Hey, you want to come over here? Maybe Deckard will smack you once or twice. Oh my god, Deckard, you're in the way. He's doing a little bit of damage. He is programmed to act like there's a bunch of skeletons around him as long as there's something by him, I guess. Oh, that ups my damage considerably.
Oh, thank you, but why did you risk yourself for me?
You live. Fortune smiles on you, old man. I'm here to bring you back to Leah.
Oh, it is wonderful to hear that Leah is well. I feared the worst. I learned of this secret passage through old maps I found. We must discuss the fallen star. Follow me to Tristram.
Risking oneself for him is stretching it. Yeah, there's a lot of stretching that happens in this game.
I have fulfilled my promise to Leah and rescued her uncle, Deckard Cain. Now, all that stands between me and the fallen star is the skeleton king, who has returned to darken Tristram once again.
Do we really need this? It's been like 20 minutes. Alright, alright. Oh, and Hadrig's gone because we're about to do something with him.
Uncle, you're alive!
Thanks to you and your friend here.
Our time is running short. What can you tell me about the fallen star?
Not much, I'm afraid, though the prophecy of the end days surely points to it as a sign that the end has begun.
Please, Uncle, not more of your stories. All that matters now is that you're back.
Yeah, not for long.
I think I could get any better.
Alright, what do we got? An honest-to-God wizard hat. And a specific wizard type shield. Magical mystery couture. A wand, a source, and a wizard hat at the same time. Put on my robe and wizard hat. Alright. Magic missile. Glacial spike. Okay. Let's try that out. Energy twister. Release a raging tornado that wreaks havoc across the battlefield. Maybe they expected people to take a long time to get past the calm stair skeletons. Oh, that's an ability a bunch of enemies have. That's cool. And you can have multiples up at once. How did the wizard get all the cool shit in this game?
Skeleton King was once our beloved lord, Leoric. He was driven mad by Diablo's
Evil.
his sons, and his very soul, before he was finally defeated. Now it seems he's risen to plague this land once again.
Leoric's tale is sad, but I'm here to find the fallen star, and the skeleton king stands in my way.
The key to defeating him lies in his old crown. Seek out our blacksmith, Hadrig. He knows of its whereabouts. Leah.
I've spent most of my life traveling from place to place with Uncle Deckard while he did his crazy research.
Listen, why do you still think he's crazy after what we've seen?
Invade our world and bring about the end times. All these years, he's still searching for a way to stop this apocalypse.
Leah, he's been to hell. Like, actually. He visited.
What did you discover about your mother?
She wasn't from Tristram originally. She came here during the Troubles. She was in search of something, but I'm not sure what. She reminds me of Uncle Deckard, obsessed with the war between angels and demons.
They're facts, Leah.
I am the last of the Herophras. I couldn't always claim this. Sad. If I had turned to the Herophras teaching sooner, Diablo could have been stopped before his reign of Tristram. No, the world has paid dearly for my arrogance. I
See-
have tried to make up for my failings. Leah and I have spent her lifetime scouring the world, collecting pieces of the prophecy of the end days. If I can decipher it, we will have the key to defeating the lords of hell.
Listen, 3 of them are already dead. 3, 4, 5 of them are already dead. I don't know why you're so afraid of the last 2.
I notice a great fondness between you and Leah.
Yeah, he raised her.
I do not know what my life would have been like had I not raised her. Oh, it must have been difficult for Leah, following all
Briefly read Skeleton King as Stephen King.
secrets to defeating the lords of the burning hells. But though she has seen her share of mysterious things, she is still unsure of my quest. I can understand. She has never seen anything like Diablo and his brothers.
Yeah, again, Deckard has literally, not figuratively, visited hell. He was in the party when the hero of Diablo II went there.
Is contained within the Herodric tomes I inherited from my ancestor, Jared Cain. It is a warning to those who could interpret it regarding hell's ultimate invasion of our world, written by many different people throughout history.
Excuse me.
In many different lands. All known versions of the prophecy are incomplete. I have spent a good part of the past 20 years trying to complete it. I am certain it holds the answers to defeating the lords of hell.
Now here's something that spoils the game a bit. I'm gonna jump ahead here. Deckard Cain dies partway through Act 1. And it's not well done, and I'm gonna complain about it when we get there, but if you get an achievement for listening to everything he says, and you can get that achievement, it pops up in the center of the screen. You get that achievement partway through Act 1. This game launched with 4 acts.
You said Diablo drove Leoric mad.
Leoric resisted Diablo's attempts to possess him, but the effort left him weak and confused. When his son Albrecht was kidnapped to be a vessel for Diablo, it destroyed any sanity Leoric had left.
What happened after he became the Skeleton King?
He commanded an army of the dead deep within the cathedral, finally serving the Lord of Terror he had resisted while alive. Many adventurers tried and failed to slay the Skeleton King. It was left to Leoric's eldest son, Aiden, to finally kill the monster his father had become.
Aiden was the warrior from the first game, incidentally. Alright, let's sell some garbage.
Dug up some new things for you to take a look at.
Yeah, hush. That's not much of an improvement. Now I'll find gear. Alright, let's go talk to Hadrig.
Leah spent all night alongside the blacksmith's wife, tending the wounded.
What? She was out defending the gates this morning. What is driving that woman?
Okay, here's Miriam. Here's Miriam.
Gentle, how sweet of you to ask. My people, the Vetchen, are nomads, always traveling, looking for the land we might settle. All of us have the sight, but few have it as strong as myself. You know, men have always pursued me for my visions. Well, for things other than my visions. But everyone wants to know what.
Miriam likes to have sex.
I know
She
my future home.
constantly
I've seen it written.
Can you
likes to remind you of that.
anything but power and prophecy? Live a little in the here and now. It's all we have. The world is constantly renewing itself, eternally playing out the same events.
Well, that was very wizard specific.
Can merely play our parts.
Are you trying to confuse me?
I speak clearly. Do not blame me for the state of your mind.
Did they actually record separate dialogue for each class in some of these things? That's even more disappointing because it means the dialogue is just awkwardly written. Now that doesn't make any goddamn sense. The zombies in this game are magically reanimated. It's not a plague. Okay, that's actually really cool.
Friends, I'm sorry. You are helping me. You don't need to be sorry.
Jesus. People weren't kidding when they said the wizard was great at crowd control. I have to be a distance away for this to really help, though.
My love, forgive me.
Now, that's just about the one overblown bit of dialogue I actually like. It's suitably heart-wrenching and horrifying. Alright, go down. Go down, please. There we go.
I couldn't have done this without you. I'm in your debt. My name is Hedrig Aemon.
Well, Hedrig, Deckard Cain told me you know where Leoric's crown is.
I can help you there. It's buried with his chancellor, my grandfather. You'll find his tomb in a cemetery in the Weeping Hollow. And if you see my fool apprentice out there, tell him to get back to town.
Frozen enemy has a chance of releasing an additional Frost Nova when killed. Transform your skin to diamond, temporarily absorbing damage for a short time. Oh boy, yeah, I'm going to keep that. Ice armor. Yourself with a barrier of ice that chills attackers. Only one armor may be active at a time. Okay, so that's like in the Necromancer armor. Reduces damage from melee attacks and slows the movement and attack speed of enemies that attack you. 10 minutes! Minutes! Well, cool. So this unlocks one of the craftsmen. This is one of the few things this game didn't steal from other games. Ravenous Dead. Ravenous Bug Bladder Beast of Trowel. Yeah. This is one of the few things this game didn't steal from other games. Because the Masters in this game came out well before the Masters in Path of Exile.
I have some new items that I'm
Let's talk to Hedrig a little.
Your grandfather was King Leoric's chancellor? Tell me about him.
Not much to tell. I lived with my father, Chaldean at the time. We heard that my grandfather stayed in Tristram until the end, trying to save lives. Don't know if he succeeded. There it is. When the Skeleton King fell, my grandfather was died with a sword. He had the crown sealed with him to keep it safe.
I studied the fall of Tristram, but it is easy to forget that it happened to real people. Your grandfather was a brave man.
Now, what the hell is Hedrig's accent supposed to be? Like, he's got a Scottish accent, and literally nobody else the entire game does. Nobody else in the series does. Griswold might have, but I don't know. I didn't play much of Diablo 1. But, let's sell some garbage. Okay, anyways, onward. Onward with the plot. Find the Cemetery of the Forsaken in the Weeping Hollow.
pathetic creatures who survive off of carrion and corpses, too diseased to attract any other carnivores. I did once meet a raggedy fellow who claimed that he had trained one of the beasts to bring him large rats to eat. But I'm sure the story is utter nonsense.
I need arcane power.
Okay, it's on a cooldown. Cooldowns are one of the things I like the least about the gameplay of this game. It ruins the flow of combat, locking you into only a certain amount of skills at once. Okay, if you have to recast it every 10 minutes, why do you have to recast it every 10 minutes? Other classes have that ability, like, as a passive.
My power grows.
Like, it just happens. You can activate it to do other stuff, but the ability itself passively works. Electrocute, alright. Ray of Frost Rune unlocked. Lincoln Park. Why do you have to if it lasts that long, why do you have to recast it at all? Why not just have it be a passive ability? That makes no sense. Yeah, rare monsters come along with a bunch of super-powered minions, which is why these are taking so long to kill. Why did the wizard get all the cool animations in this game? Like, the barbarian cyclone is kind of fun, but pretty much everything else in the game is just kind of all right. But I've found more cool shit from this character's tool set by level 15 than I did in the Witch Doctor's animations by level 50. You're not going to let go of that being Oogie Boogie, are you? Not that I'm complaining. You're not wrong. Alright. Electrocute. Chain light. Oh, fuck. Chain lightning. Fuck yeah. That was one of the coolest... increase the slow amount and causes Ray of Frost to sometimes freeze enemies. That was one of the coolest abilities from Diablo II. Repels projectiles back toward their shooter, knocks back nearby enemies and slows them. Did they just pour all of the cool mechanics into the wizard? What the hell?
I'm unstoppable.
Yeah, have you noticed, by the way, how much this character refuses to shut up? Like, constantly saying things like that. Like, we get it. You've got a high opinion of yourself. Shut up. Seriously. Probably gonna go ahead and pretend the Skeleton King is Stephen King whenever he shows up. Yeah, I can't really blame you for that either.
My old masters could see me now.
Slow time. Just by the sound of that, I can tell it's something cool. Alright, let's take a look and see what slow time does. Slow time. Fracture time and space at your target location, slowing enemies around you while you move unhindered. That sounds very useful, actually. And, refresh that. Why does that have... seriously, why does that have a time limit? Either make the time limit slow enough that you have to actively cast it during combat and actively make sure to keep it up, or don't give it a time limit.
I need arcane power.
Alright, I'm sticking with Electrocute for the rest of the game, probably. It's the only one of his basic non-MP consuming attacks that I can really get behind.
My power grows.
Oh, I got another armor. Cool. Oh, this guy's gonna take a while to die. Alright. Well, this is just spectacular. You know what, some of this is taking a lot longer than I wanted to. There, that's better. There's only so much of this game I can really stand. It's Leoric's crown. Weren't we just looking for that? You know, the level scaling to the area means that you always get meaningful experience from areas, but it also completely destroys the feeling of progression through the game. You never feel more powerful than the enemies in an area, unless you manually adjust the difficulty. You always feel exactly as powerful as the enemies you're around because you are. They adjust their level to match yours. They adjust their level to match yours, and so you can't outgrow an area. You can't grind or become more powerful.
Even the skeletons of the ancient dead could not rest. They took up their broken armor and weapons once more, ready to cut down anything that yet drew breath. Though wasted and fragile, these creatures possess a twisted cleverness that makes them quite formidable.
Hey, it's Leoric's crown. We were just looking for that. Kind of thing also messes with suspension of disbelief. Yeah. The effect of any gem socketed in it. Helmet cooldown. % life. Reduced resource costs. Extra gold for monsters. Extra experience. My resource costs are... That would drop 1 mana from my resource costs. That's kind of pathetic, actually. I'll probably just go with % life. Oh, right, no, cooldown. Wait, I don't need cooldown. Oh, I can't take that out because I don't have Shen. Shit. Oh, whatever. Whatever.
I've got some brand new goods you might be interested in.
Alright, search for the Chancellor's Altar beneath the Cemetery of the Forsaken. This is actually an echo of an Act 1 quest in Diablo 2. And if the game weren't chock full of them, I would... Like, if it didn't play note for note the same notes that Diablo 2 hit, I would praise the occasional one. But Shen is an NPC who you get in Act 2 who allows you to remove socketed gems, yeah.
The tragedies in these lands have left many
Need more
restless
arcane
spirits in their wake, and they demand retribution. These spirits will take out their vengeance on any unsuspecting individual who may pass, for they believe that the blood of the living will yet restore the lives that were ripped away from them.
There's just... the pace of the game is kind of slow at the moment. Maybe I'll turn down the difficulty and proceed through this a bit faster. I don't need to gain experience quite as fast as I have been. Yeah, I'm going to lower the difficulty down just to go faster. Shen lets you remove socketed gems and craft gems from other ones. Alright, what I get from level 18? Fire bolts from Shock Pulse. Electric Shock Pulse. Has bolts of fire that burn enemies. Arcane Torrent. You take less damage from attacks every second you channel. Arcane Torrent's damage turns to fire. Frost Nova. Reduce the cooldown, increase the freeze effect. Ice Armor. Storm Armor. Magic Storm that electrocutes enemies with lightning. I like that. I'm going to keep that. Well, let's see what happens when I run into people. Oh, I guess it's only when I get hit. That is actually pretty cool. They saved all the cool mechanics for the wizard. What the hell? Here's the other thing. Because enemies are always the same level as you, you only have to engage enemies if you really feel like it. I can run past everybody if I really want to. And it doesn't matter. Oh, I needed that damage upgrade. Thank Christ. The game was designed to run the wizard with all the other classes as an afterthought. You know, honestly, I wouldn't put it past the dev team on this game, but I think I'll give them a little bit more credit than that.
I'm so good, I astound myself.
Oh my god, shut up. So yeah, I can just go past these guys. Oh, does it just shock them at random intervals? Huh. Well, that sure is something. Oh, I got a unique amulet. I don't think I recognize that one. Is that new? I'm just going to leave them be. Because apparently I can kill things just by being around them.
If only they could see me now.
I think it's going to be this away. So you can only have one armor up at a time, and it lasts for 10 minutes, and it has a completely negligible casting cost. I really don't understand. Oh wow, I found it the first time.
Chancellor, the crown must be here.
Found it on the first try. Awesome. I see, that was kind of cool. Another unique. Alright.
The unburied are formed from human corpses that were flung into mass graves without a proper burial. This hideous amalgamation of bodies decomposes together into one being, bound by some foul magic. For all my knowledge, I could only flee from it, and I would expect any other sensible person to do the same.
Yeah, about that. Alright, the Chancellor's Altar. There's the crown, which I'm totally not wearing.
Monster Leoric back to this world.
I didn't think I could get any better.
And now I have the Town Portal ability. Alright, Explosive Blast. Gather energy, release it as a devastating blast. Is there something else I want? I might put Wave of Force there. Now, I'll try it out first. Alright, Spectral Blade Rune. Each enemy hit increases the damage of your fire spells for a short duration. Mistral Breeze. Okay. And now it's blue. Alright, so now I have the Town Portal. In Diablo 1 and 2, and in most ARPGs, you get Town Portal Scrolls, which are a consumable resource. You find them, and you have to carry them with you so that you can use them. It lends some weight to the items. You have to find them, you have to maintain them in your inventory, and it means that you can... you can count on it as something you have to keep in the back of your mind at all times, even if you're constantly finding them. In this game, you just have a button that teleports you back to town. Yeah. Alright, what do we got here? Hitting an enemy within 15 yards has a chance to ward you with shards of arcane energy that explode when enemies get close, dealing 2.61 times weapon damage as arcane to enemies within 15 yards. Jesus Christ. The Zweihander. Now, does this look like a wizard weapon to you? Most certainly does not. I'm going to wear it, though. Because there's no reason not to.
The crown. Truth be told, I didn't think you'd make it back alive. Needs repair. Should be no problem.
You can also find the broken crown. Like, you can find both of them at the same time.
New as the day it was placed upon the Black King's head. I need something more than making spades to occupy my life. I want my life to mean something.
Then help me. I will use your handiwork for great things.
Okay, did that just give me a fez? It just gave me a fez. Alright.
I'm sorry about your wife, Adrian. I wish it did not come to that.
You got nothing to apologize for. She was dying and you put her down.
Adrian, it is only proper to grieve for Mira. I can't imagine your pain. I've never been close to anyone.
I don't want to talk about my wife. Dead is dead and gone is gone. Do you want work done or not?
Yeah, Zweihander is literally two-hander in German. Alright, Deckard, what do you got?
How do I reach the Skeleton King?
At last. With it, you can unlock the sealed door in the room where you rescued me. And
I don't know why the crown is necessary for unlocking the door.
King,
Like, did they magically seal the door and tie it to the crown?
I must find the fallen star.
So many things in this game make no goddamn sense. Also, you find lots of stuff past here. Yeah, you don't slot the crown in the door or anything like that. You just walk up to the door, you press the button.
That creature must die.
Now here's one of my gripes about the, obviously you pick the lock with one of the pointy bits of the crown. Good an explanation as any. Here's one of my gripes about the loot system in this game. You are guaranteed certain drops from every magic or rare enemy you find. Obviously you pick the crown, you pick the lock remotely with the crown. Like, there's no suspense, there's no question about, am I going to get something from this enemy? When you kill the last member of a blue pack, you get an item. You get a couple items. You probably get a Death's Breath on higher at higher levels. It's guaranteed. There's no question about it. That's just how the loot system works. What am I? Oh right, it's my amulet. Hitting an enemy within 15 yards has a chance to ward you with the shards. Okay.
Once the captain of King Leoric's army, I lived only to honor my land and my king. No man has a greater love for his king than I had for mine, even as I drove my blade through his dark and corrupted heart.
And it's just, there's the part of the RPG genre is randomized loot, and the fun of having to scrounge up stuff and as you level, that's better gear. Finding gear is a core drive of the game. That one little pack of monsters just died of structural instability unrelated to me coming through. No, I have a shield of... Here's the thing. I unlocked the door. There are already cultists and a dude that they're trying to turn in here. Why did I have to unlock the door? Why did I have to go find the crown?
Who are you? You will know soon enough. Help me find my gear. I will reward you well.
This is the first of the mercenaries you find.
What brought you to this infernal place?
I have unfinished business with the Skeleton King.
As do I.
Yeah, see if I run into them, one of those things surrounding me explodes. That's actually a really cool little bonus. I'm finding all sorts of cool stuff on the stream when I've spent the last 60 hours playing and finding nothing cool. Go figure, right? Well, very little cool. There have been a few interesting things. I hate the way this Templar talks, by the way. It's so annoying. Unfinished business with Stephen King.
I am Cormac, warrior of the Templar Order. If it is the Skeleton King you seek, then you will have to fight your way past John Dar. There is no reason we should hunt alone.
I suppose not. A strong spirit at my side could prove helpful.
Okay, Arcane Orb. Arcane orbs that orbit you, exploding when enemies get close. Oh, I like that. I'm going to swap out Energy Twister for that. Diamond Skin. Prism. Reduce the arcane power cost of all skills while Diamond Skin is active. Not that important. Magic Weapon. Imbue your weapon with magical energy, increasing your weapon's effectiveness. Streams to discuss the game's weaknesses. Ends up playing with the only cool class. Yeah, pretty much. Alright, I'm gonna swap out Explosive Blast for Magic Weapon. And that also lasts for 10 minutes. What the hell? This guy is a monster. Diamond Skin also gives you the ability to make the yellow diamond rage face. I don't even need to do anything. I can just walk into enemies now.
Magic bars our way, but the will of a Templar is stronger.
They were just spikes, man. We could have gone around him.
Templar John Dar, how could you succumb to this coven? The coven is my brotherhood now. The powers we serve will soon rule this world.
I've got to not kill him.
Please forgive me. My vision was clouded by the coven's evil magic. Betrayal can never be forgiven.
Thank you for your aid. I will go with you on your hunt for the Skeleton King. But there is one condition. If we find the sacred tomes of my order, they are...
I love how they just trapped John Dar between these staircases.
Then onwards we go to fight the Skeleton King.
Like, he couldn't get down, and he couldn't get up. Yeah, I'm having the Templar join me. Alright, heals me and the Templar. On enemies, yeah. Slowed. Life regen for me and the Templar. Massive blow to an enemy. Stunning nearby enemies. Life is low. Templar will come to my aid. Increases my resource generation. Yeah. You're just going to be an arcane battery for me, buddy. Sorry. But yeah, why did I need to unlock that door? What was the point of that?
It was Lazarus. Of that I am certain. He alone had the king's ear and whispered dark and evil magics into it, instilling the notion of an imminent attack by Westmarch. Afraid to speak against the Archbishop, the councillors nodded their empty heads in agreement and sent us off to die.
Mischief is this?
More than mischief, buddy. Mischief's not the word I'd use. Oh, hey, another one.
When we returned from our horrific defeat in Westmarch, my beloved king lost all pretense of sanity. He seethed with rage, spitting curses upon us as traitors. With great sorrow, I ran him through.
And you can see it later, and it's not...
But I've lost track.
Dude, you've been with me for like 5 minutes. Calm down. We get to see him run Leoric through later, and it's incredibly anticlimactic. It's...
I'm just warming up.
My God, I just have to walk into them. Oh, those things are the worst. Alright, yeah, I've dawdled long enough. Active skill unlocked Hydra. That must be the thing from the sorceress. Alright, disintegrate. Channel a beam of pure energy that pierces through all enemies. It's a laser. Let's try out the laser. My god. It's just the frost ability. Storm armor. Ice armor got a chilling aura. Magic weapon. I don't need diamond skin right now. So, Hydra. The magical Hydra that attacks enemies with bursts of fire. I can only have one out. What a kill streak. A lot of it from just walking around. Oh my god. Look at that. And it barely cost me any resource. Maybe I turned the difficulty down too much. Whoops.
You dare attack me?
Shut up, Cormac. Nobody likes you. Oh, no, wait, that wasn't Cormac. That was the wizard. Shut up, wizard. Nobody likes you. Oh, by the way, the game hasn't even started sucking your dick yet. Like, it's not even close to what this turns into. Alright, I've got the waypoint. I'm actually going to turn the difficulty back up. Back up to Torment 2, I think. Alright, what do we got for stuff we've picked in? Oh wow, we've picked up almost nothing. Alright, salvage all that crap. Back to the royal crypts. It is a little annoying that can explode on environment stuff, but, you know, whatever. Alright, watch this. He's just standing there.
May death bring peace from your madness, Leoric. Traitors! Even in death, the armies of Condorus will still obey their king, even if you will not.
I don't know why you can lower it but not increase it without leaving the game. But yeah, that's supposed to be the big dramatic he ran him through that we just heard him talk about in all that.
You dare to bring the warmth of life into my tomb?
I definitely dare.
We shall put you down, Hellspawn.
What are you doing up there, Cormac? Oh wow, Cormac's dead. Alright. Active skill unlocked familiar. Okay. Alright, I'm intrigued. Electrocute, chain lightning, increase the maximum number of enemies that can be... Oh, god damn it, I'm being attacked. Alright. Now. Chain lightning. Hydra, lethal force. Okay, that's kind of cool. Okay. Familiar. Someone's a mystical familiar companion. It's immune to damage and assists me in combat. Oh, it's... Oh shit, it's Steven. What was I gonna say? It's, Are you gonna do anything, little buddy? Oh, it does fire little bolts. It's the Dinglebot from Destiny.
We have just arrived in Tristram. I must say, I'm a bit dismayed. This place is a backwater filled with serfs and an ancient broken-down monastery, hardly fit for the king of Condorus. I cannot fathom why Lazarus was so intent on this becoming our new seat of power.
Probably because he has a mad plan to drive you insane and shove the devil in you. Totally sensible thing for him to do.
You will never defeat me!
You were defeated the moment you surrendered to madness.
Shut up, Cormac. Yeah, I turned the difficulty up several stages and it's still... I suppose I did twink an item back. Alright, let's see how fast this idiot goes down. Come, step into my face. And the Hydra's still up. I wonder how long that thing lasts.
I don't have enough arcane power.
Apparently that long. Okay. The Skeleton King fight is kind of cool. It's just a shame that it's not really given much good lead up.
Room high priests in Cuirass proclaimed Leoric king of Condorus.
I'm already wearing
years
that.
ago. He ruled well until Diablo's influence drove him mad, and the loyal knight Lac Danon was forced to slay him. Afterward, Diablo himself raised Leoric from the dead as the Skeleton King, until the monarch's son, Aiden, vanquished him.
Ugh, I didn't want to get out of my chair, but fine. I guess I'll fight you. Alright. Are you ready for the most disappointing returning character?
The crater.
Because you're about to meet him. Yeah, you're so used to spelling Steven with a V.
You that fell from the sky. I don't believe that you are the source of the evil in this place.
I am. I remember falling.
Then who are you? Why are you here?
I am not your enemy. I think, yes, I believe I have come with a warning. The darkness is coming, and I don't remember.
I should bring you back to town. Cain will know what to do with you.
This guy is the Archangel Tyrael, a major NPC from Diablo 2. And he speaks at this speed at all times.
I have traveled far, only to find that the fallen star was a man. Who is he? Why has he come? He recalls nothing, but Cain may have the answers.
Yes, we literally just watched that happen. Okay, not going to botch it this time. Experience, extra bold, reduces all resource costs. Yeah, bonus life. I'll be regenerating for a couple minutes there. Oh boy, alright. Nothing to wear. Adric. I'm just gonna rummage through your shit, okay?
My dearest Adric, do not feel despair, my love. You did everything you could. Our time together meant more than words can say. But in the end, fate is a cruel mistress. Your strength is needed to end the horrors that beset this world. My final wish is that you find your path. Love always. Mira.
Alright, Deckard, what do you got for me?
This is what fell out of the sky. No man could survive such a thing. Who are you? What are you?
A warrior, I think. I came bearing grave news, but I cannot remember.
Your message.
I love how my familiar is sparkling out of his butthole right now.
Nicely done.
Tell me everything you remember, stranger. Every detail.
Falling.
Time shell.
A sword of great power. It was part of me, but it shattered into 3 pieces as I fell.
It is vital that we find those pieces. I believe the sword made whole will restore your memory.
It's no mystery what happened with this guy. Like, it's really obvious that this is an angel.
Of course. Just as the dead rose around the stranger, the sword pieces drove the goatmen to madness.
The goatmen won't stand in my way. I'll get the sword.
Alright, let's see what upgrades we just unlocked. Storm armor. Reactive armor. Ranged and melee attackers are shocked with lightning damage. Okay, that's what I thought it did from the beginning.
The Horadrim were powerful mages gathered together by the Archangel Tyrael to defeat the 3 prime evils, Diablo, Mephisto, and Baal.
What do you have to say about that, Tyrael? This tickles my butthole.
Destruction of the demon lord.
No, not the familiar.
Valuable tomes and teachings.
How did you become the last of the Horadrim?
My ancestor was the leader of the Horadrim, Jared Cain. When the Horadrim died out, their tomes stayed in my family. I was thrilled by tales of the Horadrim as a little boy, but it wasn't until I returned to them as an adult that I realized they contained deeper truths. Tyrael is the angel of justice. He has been helping mankind for generations, though he is forbidden to do so in any direct manner.
Because the angels are assholes.
The high heavens and the burning hells made a pact as a result of the Sin War that they would not interfere in our world.
But the demons have obviously broken this pact. Why can Tyrael not involve himself directly?
The Angiris Council, the archangels that lead heaven, almost destroyed our world once to keep the demons from
Like I said, assholes.
If Tyrael were to
also incompetent because they're not paying attention.
Can you remember anything else?
Only that there were surges of light and a kind of pain.
How do you fare now?
The emptiness gnaws at me. It is a constant frustration.
Calm yourself. The sword should help you remember.
I don't know how they jumped to that conclusion, though. All right, this way. Oh, it'd be good to get rid of Cormac.
If there's a sword here, we will find it.
They call me Taserface.
Some time ago, I revealed that the Khazra, or goatmen, were originally humans until the Vizieri corrupted them. For many years, these creatures were simple and lethargic. These days have ended. Khazra attacks are widely reported, and the number of fatalities is higher than anything in my records.
No.
Did we just hear just the end of his annoying rambling? Not annoying rambling, annoying celebration.
What I found shocked me.
Fields of Misery, another Stephen King bit.
Organism, a mature bat that has been mutated by the darkest of magics. I no longer doubt that demonic forces have corrupted these creatures.
What a beautifully original and interesting name, yeah. To be fair, the ones in 2 weren't all that much better, but...
About travelers being ambushed by vicious trees. it is too much. Despite their names, the wood wraiths are not plants, but fully mobile beasts who have taken on the guise of foliage to ensnare their prey. Only a simpleton could be fooled by such a trick.
Wait, that purple arrow, is the key warden here? Oh my god, the key warden is here.
I've been healed.
Yes, I know, that's why I walked onto the healing pot. Alright, I guess the chance to get the key was too low.
Search every corner of the great library of Chaldeum. I can find no references to the true fate of the blood clan Khazra. Some crumbling papers hint that they made a pact to serve the mythical lesser evils. But surely such a thing cannot be considered proper scholarship. Can it?
See, here's the other thing about the lore bits. If you had to earn them, they would be far more interesting and feel like far more of a reward, but you get them the first time you kill an enemy of that type. And you get them for every character.
I am stronger still.
Mentor wand. Active skill unlocked meteor. Okay.
I don't like the look of those trees. Be on your guard.
Yeah, I think I'll stick with the Hydra, thanks. Because that was cool. Okay, Torrent. Death Blossom. Torrent of power beyond your control. You no longer direct where the projectiles go, but their damage is greatly increased. Oh, and a passive. Increase your maximum arcane power by 2 and arcane power regeneration by 2.5 per second. Alright, let's see how the arcane torrent functions. Oh, it's just a random pattern around me? Well, let's see if it homes on enemies. Okay, let me through. Oh, I have to find the den before I can go on and switch to the scoundrel. Alright. Yeah, it's just random fire. Who would ever use that? Okay, so my familiar fires when I do. Alright, where is the Khazra Den? I'm just going to skip these assholes. I'll take the waypoint, thank you. Probably down. Did you just juke my arcane orbs? Fair enough. God, it's been so long since I've played Battle.net regularly. Like, these are people from the Hearthstone days.
I am undone. Demon spawn taking root in my fields.
That's usually a sign to leave.
This land is all my family has. I cannot leave.
God, this does so much damage. But it's just the ice laser. But piercing. Alright, got it.
My land is saved. Bless you.
Look at these portraits, though. There's something so off-putting about them. Tristram's families will not starve because of this one single farm that we saved. Oh, there we go. Find the glowing sword shard.
A dark coven has formed in Tristram, and I've killed him.
Oh, come on. It wasn't that interesting, an audio clip anyway.
Regardless, I have claimed it. I am Magda, and I lead this coven. The shard is mine.
You look really stupid, Magda.
Very well. Let the games begin.
Like, there are some really cool designs in this game, but Magda, look at her. She looks half bat, half butterfly. I don't know why they thought that was an intimidating design. She is more devious than she appears. Shut up, Cormac. She's not, is the thing. Oh, right. Let's see. Disintegrate. Increase the width of the beam. Disintegrates damage turned to fire. Oh, shit. Look at that. Hydra, Arcane Hydra. Arcane Hydra that spits arcane orbs. That looks pretty cool. I can just
I am returning to town.
return to town. Your grandma was very different back in this. Is your grandmother named Magda? I guess that is an actual name.
We are not the only ones seeking the sword. I had to take the first piece from a witch named Magda who crazed minions.
Uncle Deckard, you sound like those dark cultists you told me about.
Very good, Leia. You have been paying attention. Stranger, does any of
Be nice if you did more often.
I have no memory of this coven, but I sense a far darker shadow guiding its hand.
How would you know anything about it, Tyrael? Like this specifically.
Magda taunted me, claiming to know where the next piece is. She said it fell where only ancients may tread.
That makes me think of the drowned temple near the festering woods. I remember you telling me about it, Uncle.
Exactly, Leia. The temple was home to the Nephilim. Leia, your
Oh, here we go.
invaluable. You must go and help our friend retrieve
The
The Nephilim were ancient humans with fantastic powers. Legend holds that they waged a terrible battle near the temple, and that their ghosts still war with one another.
Alright, here's some cosmological history for the Diablo universe. Before the world of Sanctuary ever existed, there was hell and there was heaven. Never the two shall meet. Angels fought demons, and that was it. An angel and a demon fell in love, and they decided they were tired of the war, and they made their own. They made Sanctuary, and they brought some other angels and demons who were tired of fighting with them, and they all coexisted relatively peacefully. And their children were hybrids, the first humans, the Nephilim. Now, the power of the Nephilim to change fate and the combined powers of heaven and hell that existed within them terrified the angels, and they tried to destroy Sanctuary but were driven back. And time passed, and the World Stone that was used to form Sanctuary fell into obscurity. And the Nephilim's power was diluted as they bred, and more humans came to exist. Technically, every human on Earth, on Sanctuary, is a Nephilim. But we're about to get into some really stupid shit. But first, an aside.
Fragment seems very old, very powerful.
Indeed, it feels familiar to me, though the rest is still unclear.
Your sword would seem to mark you as a great champion.
If that is what I am.
Look at him jerking around.
Perhaps when the sword is complete, it will restore both.
Magda's coven is a remnant of an ancient religion called the Triune that worshipped the primevals as gods.
But the primevals died 20 years ago. Who does the coven worship now?
The last two evils, Asmodan and Belial, remain. And if either of them are behind this coven, then our troubles are only beginning.
There are 7 evils, 3 prime and 4 minor. I forget what their actual title is. The minor evils were Andariel, the booby demon from Diablo II, Duriel, the caterpillar demon, Asmodan and Belial, who are in this game. The primevals were Diablo, Mephisto, and Baal, all of whom were killed in Diablo 2. But this is a Diablo game, so, you know, stuff's gonna happen. I like the idea of humans being hybrids of angels and demons. It neatly reflects the capability of each human to be both good and evil. Yes, and I'm not going to insult that part of the lore because it predates this game. Like, it was always part of the lore of Sanctuary. Alright, back to the Fields of Misery. It's where it's apparently daytime now.
You and I aren't so different. I have great power within me too. The only difference is I have no
It's incredibly vague what Leah's power actually is. Like, it's just vague, I have lots of raw energy inside me. And what it is explained in the story, but it's so vaguely handled before it's explained that it's so poorly done.
My power grows. Some devious little goblins have been robbing our merchants. When pursued, they simply open portals and disappear with the most aggravating chuckle. Peasantry seem to believe that the goblins serve a great demon lord known as Greed. And furthermore, that their portals lead to Greed's domain. A ludicrous notion, truly.
You live in a world with demons and angels wandering around. Why are you skeptical, asshole? Alright, Blizzard. Yet another spell from Diablo 2. Alright. I'm going back to the Hydra, though, because I like the Hydra. I might actually slot the Blizzard over here.
These fields used to be so beautiful. Uncle Deckard told me stories of them when I was a little girl.
Alright, what we got? Illusionist. You can take more than 15% of your maximum life and damage within 1 second. The cooldowns on Mirror Image, Slow Time, and Teleport are reset. Mirror Image. Summons illusions of yourself that taunt nearby enemies. Spells cast by your mirror images deal limited damage. Not really worth, I don't think. Get that 1 gold because I can't leave it behind. Yeah, that lasts a while.
After much searching, I have found a promising lead. A family near New Tristram has obtained a valuable relic, and poor fools that they are, they haven't the slightest idea what to do with it. I have some idea of what to do with their daughter, though. And through her, I'll get my prize.
Alright, Lyndon. I will admit that you are far more entertaining than Cormac. But most people are.
Thieves are going to kill my friend if we don't do something. Help me break these bonds and see for yourself.
What do they want with your friend?
She's just a farmer's daughter, Sasha, but she has a relic that the thieves are after.
This is actually a good intro to Lyndon's character. He's a thief. He doesn't really care about her, like, romantically, but he cares enough to not let her die.
Release the girl. The relic belongs to her.
You actually believe what this scoundrel tells you? Fine, you fools. We'll kill the both of you.
Yeah, I don't really think so. Exhibit A.
You won't get away from us this time.
I wonder how many blizzards I can have going at once. Like, that's actually a lot. Wow.
This isn't over. The rest of the Thieves Guild will find you.
Yeah, and again, it's going from medieval to Victorian.
Here's the relic, my love. I hid it like you asked. Father's grown suspicious of us, but that won't matter once we're married. It won't be long, right?
Of course, my dear. Soon we will settle down to a quiet life of tilling the fields and raising children. But first, I have to sell this relic. Alas, I must travel away with my friend here, the Deuce.
You're coming with me?
Yes, yes. You look like you know a lot about markets. Now, lead the way. Wait. Relic is a fake. Gods, I should have known. You seem like you could use a helping hand. And I sure as hell don't want to stay around here.
Please tell me that you're not considering this criminal's proposal.
I am absolutely considering this because fuck you, Cormac.
True. Do I look like a marrying kind to you? By the way, my name is Lyndon.
Lyndon's another one of the characters in this game that's much better acted. Alright, she's a deadly poison bolt. Range attack that slows enemies. Blind nearby enemies. Damage in an area. Has a chance to stun enemies. Increases crit chance.
That will do very well.
Yeah, I'll take the stun. Alright, are you ready for the dumbest thing in this game?
Must be Alaric the Guardian. Uncle Deckard told me of your eternal watch over this cursed place. I thought it was a myth.
Are you Nephilim?
No. There have been no Nephilim for a millennium.
Yet another myth. You seek entrance to this temple, but only a Nephilim can enter. If you retrieve the keys from the outlying tombs and use them on the gates, we will see who and what you truly are.
And the game now wraps its lips firmly around your penis. For the rest of the game, it'll be going on about how you're a Nephilim and how that makes you special and how everything you do is foreordained and lets you cheat fate.
Two tombs in the woods beyond. The warrior's rest and the crypt of the ancients. Within them reside the keys to our sacred temple.
And the game spends its entire runtime telling you how special you are, and it's so stupid. Because, it takes away from... it takes away from the feeling of power. When you're told how much more powerful you are and how much more special you are than the things you're fighting, nothing you do feels like it is really against adversity. Like, of course you're slaughtering the monsters. They're not special, but you are. It's a tonal shift from Diablo 1 and 2 where you were...
Are these Alaric's people?
No, these are malevolent spirits.
Where you were a lone warrior facing the entire armies of hell, and yes, you mowed through them, but you did that yourself and through your skill and accumulated power. The game didn't constantly tell you how special you are. It sounds like the wizard ain't gonna hear anything he doesn't think he already knows. Yeah, there's also that. Alright, disintegrate, ray of frost, black ice. Slain enemies leave a patch of ice that damages enemies. Storm armor, energy armor. Increase your armor at the cost of decreasing your maximum arcane power while energy armor is active. No, I don't think so. Here's one of the things this game does do well. Lots of little background details like this.
Uncle Deckard called these flying creatures death with wings.
Uncle Deckard was a little hung up on the wrong enemies.
This is amazing. It reminds me of being a child and searching for lost artifacts with Uncle Deckard.
Such a relief that you're all well.
At least one of us is.
Yeah, she's not having any of it.
Need more arcane power.
It sucks that Chain Lightning doesn't feel powerful. And here's the big thing. Diablo 2, you could invest in particular skills. If you wanted to make a sorceress that invested heavily in Chain Lightning and built her entire build around it, you could. You could pour points into it. Or you could put no points into it, or 1 point into it to get to something else. And that was good. That meant that you could customize your experience, you could customize how your character worked. In this, you just unlock Chain Lightning. And it's just one tool in your arsenal. And you get to change how it works, but you don't get to invest in it and make it your most powerful spell. No, Lyndon, you may not. Alright, the other one should be over this way. Man, this guy's resource regenerates really fast. I'm not sure I like that. Like, it feels good to cast things constantly, but it takes away some of the impact of having to manage your mana. Because it's back up to max already. Alright, let's run this down and see how fast I get back to max.
I don't have enough arcane power.
Look at that.
I'm unstoppable.
I could probably use a damage upgrade at this point. I've gained a few levels.
What do you miss about it?
It's such an open and beautiful city. It thrives on trade and new ideas. There was always something new and exciting to hear or see.
Alright, there's a meteor rune. Do I have a better weapon now? Let me see. Okay, that's an up. Linda doesn't need amulets. I can use this ring, though. Look at that background, though. For all the idiocy with the aesthetic in this game and how very Warcraft it is, the stuff in the backgrounds does look pretty awesome.
Need more arcane power. I'm badly wounded.
Ah, it's a shoulder piece. I don't have a shoulder piece on. Okay.
This looks dangerous. You remove that artifact, then hand it to me for safekeeping.
Alright. Back to the temple. Alright, disintegrate volatility. Enemies killed by the beam have a chance to explode. Huh. Familiar Sparkflint summons a fiery familiar that grants you increased damage. And a new passive. Cold-blooded enemies chilled or frozen by you take 10% more damage from all sources for the duration of the chill or freeze.
The temple is open. Enter and defeat the guardians within. Although they are my brothers, they will seek your death when you enter.
Look at this architecture. This predates the Sin War.
I could teach you more about sin.
We get it, Lyndon. She's hot. Did I just pick up a weapon? I did. It does not have increased damage, though.
None may enter the inner sanctum.
Man, the damage on this is so much higher than the damage on Electrocute. Jeez. Oh, whoops. Rift artifact. Okay, that's definitely an up. 84 of it increases Hydra damage by 8%.
When this is over, I could have
Your strength rivals that of our greatest champions. What now do you think you are?
Just a dude.
You may enter our most sacred place.
Literally, yeah, first off, you let me in here and you didn't block the 2 regular humans. So, you're already full of shit.
Noble hero fought his way here just to die.
Magda.
And who is this you bring with you? Adria's daughter? She has power within her.
Look at that portrait of Magda.
Your mother will soon share your fate with her. The shard is mine. Fill this temple with their blood.
What did she mean, my
I've already killed all your dudes before you finish talking, Magda.
after all these years?
She wants to torment you. Don't listen to her.
This fight was too easy. She's toying with us.
It was
We must
incredibly
get back to
easy.
Uncle Deckard right away.
The world has been changed. Our children are born weak and suffer short lives. The demon Nereza promised to restore their power, but instead turned them into misshapen creatures and sent them to war against us. We may die, but not before she is sent back to the burning hells.
Alright, magic missile got the split rune, multiple missiles with each attack. Teleport. Save passage. To casting teleport for a short duration, you may cast teleport again. Okay. Slow time, time shell, potency of the movement speed reduction. Enemies caught by slow time deal less damage. Frost no longer freezes enemies but leaves behind a mist that damages them. And ice armor gets crystallized. Struck by a melee attack, your armor is increased.
Not ready yet.
Well, that prevents the teleport spam of Diablo 2, but I think I'm gonna go back to what I was using before. What was I using before? Shit. Blizzard. Right.
I need to go back.
Drop off these gems.
The World Stone was an ancient artifact of immense power. It was used not only to create our world, but also to control mankind. The original humans were known as the Nephilim, and their power was such that it was feared they would tip the balance in the eternal conflict between the high heavens and the burning hells. So the World Stone was tuned to lessen our powers, turning mankind into what we are today. But now that it has been destroyed, it is conceivable that the powers of the Nephilim will reappear.
Really, everyone should be Nephilim if that's the case.
Tyrael was forced to destroy the World Stone when Baal, the Lord of Destruction, corrupted it in his attempt to control all of mankind.
The world
That's the end of Diablo 2.
must have unleashed incredible energies.
It obliterated Mount Ariat, the mountain
He's right behind you, Deckard.
I heard that you took Leah on your searches for ancient artifacts and tomes. Wasn't that dangerous?
Not as dangerous as you might think. There was a calm about the world then. Most people paid no mind to an old man and young girl, weaponless and penniless, crossing their land.
I wonder at what point Deckard got Leah. Because Adria gave birth after, I guess after Diablo 2. I don't know how long there was between Diablo 1 and 2. I think it happened almost immediately.
Deckard and I traveled all over the world in my youth, looking for lost lore and artifacts. It was so exciting, crawling around ancient temples, digging through forgotten crypts. I feel fortunate that Uncle Deckard raised me the way he did. Things I learned from him. But now I don't know. I see what his obsession with his quest has cost him. Has cost us.
I don't know what it's cost you. It hasn't cost you anything. There's no evidence that it's cost you anything. If anything, it's made you more prepared for the world.
The Drowned Temple was once known as the Sarceum Emporus. It was the most sacred of their temples, a site where legend claims angels would come to impart their wisdom to the Nephilim.
We were only a step ahead of Magda, but now we have the second sword piece.
I remember a glow streaking towards a fishing village.
That must be worth them.
Ah, brilliant, dear Leah. Have the ferryman take you there.
Do you know anything about this coven?
I cannot say, but there is something about them, darkness, that is known to me.
A darkness? That's a little vague, isn't it?
The coven may be part of a greater evil. Perhaps I intended to fight it.
If you're going to fight, you'll need your sword. How does one become a Templar anyway? Were you born to the Order?
No. Our scripture says, as a farmer reaps his wheat, so must the Order harvest and purify the weeds.
Oh my god, I hate Cormac so much.
Seems a little unfair. You are not a weed.
You speak out of kindness, but you do not understand. When they took me, they saved my life and my immortal soul.
God, I hate Cormac. I'm not going to listen to all this crap. I'm just going to go on with the plot.
I was thinking.
Oh, I do have Shen.
Ah, very interesting topic. I sell jewels.
Well, I suppose that could be interesting. What are you doing so far from Shionsai?
The women. Young ladies chasing me around day and night, begging for a kiss. I had to leave. It was the only honorable thing to do.
I somehow feel that you aren't being entirely truthful with me.
Truth? Never touch the stuff.
Shen's one of the other entertaining parts of this game. There's a lot of story behind him, and we'll listen to what he says in a bit.
I will take you, but beware. Smoke rises from the village. Destroying the town. Get out while you can. To those who defy the power.
Yeah, we're just going to pass you assholes by.
Please, my family's hiding in the chapel with the rest of the townsfolk. We must get to them.
Don't run off! You'll get yourself killed!
He's made his choice. Now we make ours.
Everything in this game is just so flat.
Cannot keep the sword from me.
This is bad.
It's a great cast and with very generic stuff to work with. Like there's nothing special in this script. It's very by the numbers. It's very.
I need arcane power.
very weak. New transmog. Ow.
Fine work. You saved us. We owe you our lives.
Hard level 50. How'd that happen? Splintered ore. Why did that drop? That's weird.
I see a sword hilt that fell from the sky. It glows with powerful magic.
I'm level 30. Why did that drop?
I wish we'd never brought it here. Come, I left Virgil to guard it. We will be glad to be rid of it.
I'm going back to Tristram to check on Uncle Deckard.
Something isn't right here. Damn, it's not here.
While you were on your hero's errand here, I captured all 3 sword pieces and your friends.
I should have known. I must get back to CAIN'S house. I need to go back.
I'm not even going to bother touching the waypoint. I'm just going to teleport back. Because there's no reason not to. Like, it just... There's no reason to do anything but use the automatic teleport spell. What is this ore? I'm going to have to look that up after the stream.
It's your choice, King. Either use your heraldric arts to repair the sword, or your dear Leah dies a horrible death.
You look so stupid, Magda.
This destruction. What is the sword to you?
To me, nothing. To my master, Belial, everything.
I do like how her wings are just bugs sitting on her shoulders, but still.
Your rage is overwhelming, girl. You win this round, but if the sword cannot be mine, I'll claim the one it's bound to. In the end, the blade shall be mine.
Uncle, you can't die.
When in the scene did he give any indication beforehand that he was dying?
But there is one last thing I must do.
And this is one of the most iconic characters in the entire franchise. And they kill him in Act 1. With no ceremony or circumstance.
Is an angel. Heed the journal. The truth lies within.
Uncle Deckard.
All the cutscenes in this game are just so weak.
If only I could control this power, I could have saved him.
Do not blame yourself. Magda is the one who must pay for CAIN'S death.
Magda and her master Belial. The journal speaks of an angel falling from the heavens as the shadow rises from the abyss. The stranger is the key to all of this.
I don't know if he's an angel or a man, but the sword will restore his memory.
There's also the...
Erupted. I saw into Magda's mind for an instant. She's fled to the highlands. You can reach them through the cave.
That's a weak excuse for knowing where to go.
She'll be waiting for you.
She can set all the traps she wants. It won't save her from me.
Oh my god.
This damned power I have. Uncle Deckard said it came from my mother. He tried to teach me how to control it using his heraldric training, but never really helped. He never gave up on me, though. He was a great man.
Oh god, there's just... The story makes me so angry. That's the first of many sins of this story, but it's one of the worst ones. All right, we're coming up on the end of Act 1, which is where the stream's going to end. I'm going to finish Act 1. And that's going to be the stream for tonight because it's almost 10. That's one of the most iconic characters in the franchise. He was a fixture of town in Diablo 1 and 2.
I am stronger still.
Spiderlings alone may seem unthreatening, but their presence should be a warning for travelers. For wherever there are spiderlings, there will be matriarchs, and the fully grown arachnids are extremely protective of their young. The spiderlings themselves possess strong appetites, allowing them to do considerable harm to a cornered adventurer. He's such an important character to the franchise, and I guess we should actually talk to the crazed hermit, who is stuck apparently.
My queen sings to me. Her music echoes from beyond.
The ubiquitous spider is one of the oldest and most adaptable creatures in the world. It also seems to have acquired an unfortunate susceptibility to magic. When exposed, the arachnids will increase dramatically in size and even cast spells. Due to this hazard, I recommend staying out of dark places whenever possible.
Alright, let's go find the Spider Queen. Oh, awesome. Okay. I'll take it. Get back here, you. God damn this thing. God, get back here. Jesus. Okay, got it. Oh, hey, unique. Hi, tie my fly.
Sometimes I get the feeling you don't exactly know where you're going.
Shut up, Lyndon. They never shut up. The followers just keep on talking and talking and talking and talking, and it gets annoying very fast.
If my old masters could see me now.
Alright, what do we get? Shock Pulse. Piercing Orb. Execute multiple enemies with a single orb of electricity. Hydra. Lightning Hydra. Let's see what that looks like. The Storm Armor gains Power of the Storm. Reduce the arcane power cost of all skills while Storm Armor is active. Okay. I like that. And now I'm regenerating mana almost as fast as I use it for that. Awesome.
I used to be one of them, ordinary, untouched, until her voice came to me. Then I knew how I must serve. I must kill the one who threatens my mistress and the dark power that created her. I have been chosen.
Yeah, he doesn't really sound all that crazed considering the context of the world and how that's actually a thing that happens. Oh, they attack multiple enemies at once. Nice. Oh, the lightning bolts are purple now. Sweet. All right, where the hell is the way forward? You move so... I'm used to Path of Exile that has a flask that lets you move faster. Where even if you are kind of slogging through an area, you feel like you're in control of your speed. But here, you're just going at the same speed forever. And that's not really a real knock on this game. Like, Path of Exile did something specific to it. But... feels weird to go back. I think it'll be down this way then. Oh, Jesus. Kill 100 enemies, alright. I don't think I'm going to manage that in the time limit. Unless they start spawning a lot more quickly. Okay, maybe I will. They're spawning a lot more quickly. Yep, I'm gonna get it. Awesome.
If only they could see me now.
Awesome. Bonus chest. Star Pact. Alright. Integrate Arcane Torrent. Got Arcane Mines. These mines that explode when enemies approach. Okay. Meteor Star Pact. Expend all remaining arcane power. Each point of extra arcane power increases the impact damage. Conflagration. Fire damage dealt to enemies applies a burning effect, increasing their chance to be crit by 6% for 3 seconds. Don't know if that's actually very useful for me.
My mistress has accepted me. Come close and feel her loving embrace.
I don't think I want to read your whispers.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna pass that on by. Boss time.
The Spider Queen is coming.
Spider Queen?
Yeah, we're in a spider's nest, dude. You didn't think we'd be fighting a spider? Also, that is not a spider. She has 6 legs. That is an insect, not an arachnid. Time I fight. Okay, that does do damage. Good. We're in Act 1 and this boss already has 2 million HP. I mean, it's based on your level. I'm level 35 and this boss already has 2 million HP. Blizzard Rune unlocked Lightning Storm. Okay, that sounds interesting. Alright, go down already. Gotcha. Alright, awesome.
Rumor holds that Archbishop Lazarus loosed a silent terror in the caves near Leoric'S manor before he died. He labored for weeks over a group of unusually large spiders. Many of his servants quietly disappeared during this time. The largest creature led the others into the caves. None who have ventured there have returned.
Do you ever miss that girl who loved you?
Thank you. Thank you. Can we please leave this horrible place?
That was not an opportune time to start the info there. Also, that is totally just Miriam's model.
It was terrible being stuck in there like that. Thank the gods you came along. What are you doing out here?
I seek a man taken by the coven.
The coven. I saw them dragging someone into Leoric's manor house. Perhaps it was the man you seek. You might have a small bit of trouble reaching there, though. I'm not proud of this, but I stole the stuff of a powerful Khazra shaman. The Khazra went mad and chased me to the caves. You can find the stuff in my cart in the highlands.
Wow, you cannot hear her over the music.
Perhaps they will let you pass.
Okay. It's actually starting to get kind of late. I may just hit a waypoint here and continue this next time. But give me a moment. So, yeah, this has been most of Act 1 of Diablo 3. I've been taking it kind of slow listening to everything. I didn't expect it to take this long, but I'm going to cut it here. We'll continue this next time that I stream Diablo. This game, man. Alright, well, See you then.